Welcome in to Trainwreck today, episode 57. Who are you going to give that one to? The Tyler Myers episode? Tribal Chief. I should have known better. Obviously, Maniac and I are live from the Phoenix International Airport.
The airport is fucking dumb. The internet doesn't work. It's making my audio shit. Somebody just on the plane here. The guy elbowed me probably 34 times, so we're feeling excited to get to Denver.
Don, how are things in your end? Still snow on the ground there?
Still snow on the ground. Went into the studio this morning for a quick meeting. Kind of was running all over town. City of Buffalo as normal. Not plowed yet. I don't know where they are. I don't know if we have any. But as soon as you get over the Skyway into like heading towards Hamburg, heading towards Lakeview, plowed roads are fine in the south towns. They got the plows got out there, but in the city, we plows are nowhere to be found. So if you see any, wave them down, send them over to my street. I'm not going to dox myself though.
Yeah, crazy amount of buildup over in the west side of Buffalo, we'll say.
Seems to be a common theme there with the plows not getting to the city streets, even though they could have had a 2-day start here.
They would get used to the snow, and just to be fair, there has not been a lot of snow this year. It's been maybe a little cool here in spots, but there have not been blizzard, there have not been crazy storms. This should have been an easy sweep up, but instead, I had to shovel my way out this morning.
So what's your mic situation like? Because for whatever reason, and this is a rarity, folks, Zach is very, very quiet.
Because I'm further away because the Phoenix airport fucking sucks.
Oh, okay.
At the beginning of the episode, how it's a big shithole here.
Yeah.
So I made my feet turned outward. That's how you get to hear my feet. So people are probably happy about that. Honestly, they're probably overjoyed right now. They don't have to hear my voice. I know the people in Phoenix are excited to see because they're glad this guy's getting elbowed. There's been none of the electronics are working. Total excitement here in the Phoenix area.
At least there's a PGA fan shop.
Oh, thank goodness for the PGA fan shop.
Yeah, I knew that would really brighten the mood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something that really did brighten the mood of Buffalo sports fans, the Buffalo Hockey Sabres get it done last night. 0506 reunion night. Guys, we were in the building. Sabretooth did the damn thing. He did the sting, came down from the rafters, spotlight and all. I thought there was some really good, what's the word? Pays of homage. Yeah, pays of homage.
People thought it sucked.
You think so?
Yeah, people, from what I read, were hating on it. Don, what was your feedback about the reunion of it all?
Well, I didn't really have too much of an. I didn't have too much of an expectation because here's the thing: we love the team. The team is close to everyone in Buffalo's hearts because is special because it's first season after the lockout. People didn't even pick that team to make the playoffs, but I feel like the National Hockey League consensus, if you're a fan of another team, you're like, it's kind of wonky to be paying homage to a team that lost in the Eastern Conference Finals. But hey, we don't have a cup. So like this is the next best thing we got. I thought I didn't really know what they were going to do. I'll say this. The game presentation, it felt like I time traveled. They nailed the goal songs. They nailed the power play songs with Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria. We were bumping that on the way home. In terms of the actual like pregame ceremony, I mean, I don't know what else they like really could have done with the production they have. They kind of did what I thought they were going to do. They brought the guys on the ice. Big applause, speech by Miller. I thought it was cool that Vanek and Pominville found out live they were getting added to the Hall of Fame. They had no idea about that.
So we were there, and they came on the screen, and there was like an awkward moment with them, like for like 6 to 8 seconds.
Yeah,
I think they cued them too early.
I think so as well, but I think like they meant to just cue to Miller saying like we have a special message for you, but it cued to them too, and then there was a little bit of confusion. So they already knew something was coming, and then it was just like, oh, that's what just happened. I thought
it was a very nice moment, but it was just very weird when like Miller came on the screen for 2 seconds and like 2
and
words,
especially
and then he,
because like
left.
no offense to Ryan Miller, he's not the loudest of guys. You couldn't really hear that one thing that he even said too, and he did come on the mic. So all of a sudden, it was kind of just like we were being showed this video package, and no one really understood what was happening until the final message where it said inductees to the Sabres Hall of Fame 26-27. So definitely a cool moment. Ryan Miller, another Hall of Famer, giving them the nod. So cool to see, especially with them in attendance. I thought it was, and the whole 0506 team to see that for their teammates as well.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I mean, there were complaints, but I'm not complaining. I thought it was great.
I'm not complaining. I think Don said it best. Like when they all came out at the beginning, it's like yeah, like cool. There wasn't much more you could have done.
Yeah, I thought Miller talked to the crowd.
And then like having Pominville up in the Pominville section that he once dominated, that was cool.
Straw was pissed. He said what was made by fans is now corporatized.
Oh, gee. You really think the fans would have thought to do that for tonight? I mean,
But no, it was good. And one thing overall, overarching is not only did they have a comeback win in that game, but as we discussed on Wednesday's show, they were able to get 4 points down. A lot of guys shown by the Sabres.
Yeah, and so before we get into our game experience, because there's a lot of things going on in the stands too, Montreal. Let's rewind to Wednesday and talk about we were saying it's kind of might be a little corny they're having Biz out there like as a Leafs fan. Now seeing how they handled it, I kind of liked how they played into him like being a heel a bit with, you know, Rob Ray tying him to a chair and that whole you know, bit. I thought the Biz stuff was pretty funny. What do you guys think?
It's definitely very corny. I think though there's nothing bad that can come out of it. The Sabres haven't had they haven't done anything to get the public eye, the public sphere of hockey to pay attention to them, like you said, Maniac, in the last decade, other than the diehard Saberhood themselves. So I think Biz single like playing the heel and jumping on the bandwagon. Yeah, you can be pissed all you want. You can think it's corny. At the end of the day, Biz is bringing national eyes to the Buffalo Sabres to the level that they haven't had since maybe that team, one of those teams we saw last night, 05, 06, 06, 07. Even the 2010-11 team wasn't like star-studded. Like we just scraped our way to the playoffs. Exactly. Yeah.
They didn't play off that angle in the TNT broadcast. They played off the angle that he was kind of hating on them. He was a jerk, and he was kind of having a
he was a Leafs guy.
Talk.
Yeah.
That was exactly what fans wanted to see. I think whether you're a Sabres fan or whether you're a national television fan, guys.
All right,
like the Rob Ray paddle to ass was like corny, but like they had to do it.
Solid paddle.
Oh yeah, and a solid spank too.
So yeah, we're getting complaints that we can't hear you at all, Zach. Now, can I try something wacky? Can you guys switch sides? Because maybe the mic.
Hang on.
Maybe
I think it's just the headphone, honestly. Here,
really?
All
right.
Let me
I can barely hear you. People are complaining online. So.
All right. How do we sound?
Who cares? You got to deal with what you got to deal with. You think I want?
That's better. That's better.
I already traveled 8 hours today.
I can't hear.
Oh.
That's better. We can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good now. We're good.
We're flying. There we go. All right. So yeah. The Biz stuff. You know, it's this. You know, it's entertainment. It's meant to be funny. I just like that they dug into that, you know, he's not really a fan or anything. Now, okay, let's go back then. And by the way, 2 points out of that, huge win. Take the Flyers, nice and easy. Let's go back to the Canadiens game, 05-06 reunion. Now, a lot of fans not happy that going in, I had zero expectations. I'm like, there's obviously Drury and Briere are going to show up, and I don't even think we're going to get a message. They're GMs of other teams. That's the kind of protocol if you look at other teams that celebrate. For example, Kevin Adams didn't go to the reunion for Carolina when he was our GM. But we get a message from Briere. Now a lot of people are throwing around some accusations that Drury, you know, we picked the wrong guy to make one of our captains, yada yada. A lot of hate for Drury on the Twitter sphere last night.
I didn't see it. I guess I'm missing all the complaints from reunion night, but I don't think it's warranted, really. Like, are we going to go and attack Mike Greer, too, because he didn't do a video package? I think it was just – I thought it was a nice nod that one of them even did. The fact that Briere even had the time and heart to do that, like Drury just straight up didn't, Greer didn't. I don't think it – I wouldn't read into it too much. They're current GMs in the league. It was nice for Briere even to do that. When I did see him come on screen, I thought maybe that – we would get a message from the other two as well, but I'm not upset about it.
Can you hear me or should I not go?
It's like coming in and out, but not really. Okay.
All
right. Yeah. Well, Well, the show must go on. Maybe you guys can pass one of your headphones back and forth. I don't understand why it's just picking up you or not. But folks, hey, this is what happens when you take the show on the road. Anything can happen. The boys are headed for boots on the ground in Denver. But before we get into that, let me talk more about the Sabres game. So pretty packed house with Canadiens fans, right?
Always is with it when the Habs come to town, you know.
Yeah, now it was pretty, you know, I don't sit in the 300s often because my seasons are in the hundreds, but gave my buddy those because we wanted to sit together. We're in the 300s. By period 3 starts getting a little rowdy. We have, you know, Sabres and Canadiens fans arguing, taking shots at each other. It was I love that kind of atmosphere. What about you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you always have to have that little bit of chippiness when a Canadian team comes to town. It looks like Maniac will not be returning to the show, by the way. Will not return to Trainwreck today. I don't know if he's going to try and figure things out, but we shall see. But yeah,
tell him to join on his phone. Maybe his phone
I don't want to tell him anything right now. I might just get told back. But yeah, the sea of red after the first Habs goal early on, obviously concerning. You know, you thought it was going to be another one of those nights where Canadian team comes in, the fan base dominates your barn. But it just wasn't that case. Oh my gosh, breaking news.
Breaking news. He's here.
Breaking news.
Yeah, I can still barely hear you guys, unfortunately. I mean, the Phoenix airport just sucks. I mean, there's nothing else to say.
Well, we can hear you now. This is much better for us.
Great. I'm glad you all can hear me. The first thing I would say is that the Phoenix airport sucks. Absolutely sucks. It couldn't get any worse if we needed it to. Nothing's working in here, but we're on our way. That's for sure. And the Sabres seem to be on their way to some positive. 14-16 now. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, and what else was impressive last night? TNT hat trick. Granted, the last one's an empty netter, but I mean, he looked great. First goal. I got to give myself a shout out. I think I cashed a parlay, the quickest I ever have in any sport ever. Cashing it before we're even under 10 minutes left in the first period. I think I got to look at when that Doan goal was, but yeah. Huge performance by everyone. I mean, hey, Canadians, they're who we're chasing. They're at the top of the Atlantic, and those fans were cocky. Now, I have some breaking news for you guys. You don't know this.
Is the Phoenix airport closing?
I don't know the time difference. Okay. I won't hear that. No, but so last night. Let me backtrack, set the context for the viewers. So my season ticket buddy is like, we got some seats right next to us. Come on down. We also were seeing throughout 2 periods, this is late in the second, 4 seats open in the hundreds. Now I know the nerds out there might be like, that's not where your tickets are. You're not supposed to do that. No one's sitting there and, hey, I'm a season ticket holder. I'm going to do it, and I don't feel bad. Now we go down there, immediately get narked on by a Montreal Canadiens fan in our own barn. I was disgusted. Calls the usher over. She says, show us your ticket, yada, yada. We get the boot. I think that's just terrible behavior. And here's where it gets great, though. I get a text from John that the person that moved over to him to take one of his seats saw the whole thing happen, saw that fan, and then as we won the game and they were walking out, was chirping harder than he's ever seen a woman chirp back at the lady that kicked us out. So we had some Buffalo fans standing on business for us, and I love that.
Love to see it. Yeah, it's going to be
always good when fans stick up for fans. Hate to have dissension amongst the ranks for sure. So good we were able to form up, and it seems like that's a positive sentiment going for now. We're into the second half of this NHL season.
Yeah. All right, right on. So I think that we have limited time because you guys got your flight. Let's wrap up the Sabres. Let's head over to the NFL real quick before we get into the Bills. Did you see the Times article about Aaron Rodgers apparently sobbing in the locker room?
I did not. I wouldn't be surprised. This guy's emotions are all over the place. I don't know when I should feel bad for him, when I should think he's an asshole. Um, this doesn't surprise me. Why is an even better question. I bet Tomlin was probably looking at him like, bro, it's not that deep. Like, chill.
Well,
I don't know.
that's you hit it. So it was when Tomlin announced his retirement. So
yes, right. So that's
a lot of players were very upset. He starts, and this is by witnesses, sobbing in the locker room saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry to Tomlin. Just kind of wild as, only playing one season with this coach. But like you said, I mean, this is a guy whose emotions are all over the place.
There's two possibilities here, and they're both revolving around the world of Aaron Rodgers. One is that this didn't happen at all, and it's just a way to make it about him, even though it's actually about Tomlin retiring. And two, he actually did do it, and he did make it about him, even despite being there only a season. Oh, you have to retire because of me. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mike Tomlin. I'm so sorry. Like, who cares, Aaron Rodgers?
Nobody cares
about what you have to
say.
say.
Couldn't get it
Nobody
done
cares
for
what
you
you think, and nobody cares about you anymore, buddy. You're done. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers. Later, buddy. Go on another darkness retreat.
Yeah. Well, coming out of the darkness, he wasn't dark too long. We got Harbaugh to the Giants, apparently.
5 years, $100 million is crazy.
Yeah,
wild.
I mean, I like that for my Giants fan. They're an NFC team, so we don't really have to worry about them too much. I got a bunch of friends that live in Brooklyn that, thank God, are all Giants fans rather than Jets fans. So I'm happy for them. I think he's going to do great things there.
I'm happy for them too. They got some young studs on that team. They got some promise, obviously, especially with Harbaugh joining the coaching staff now. And yeah, they're the way less miserable Jersey franchise. I feel like football is better when the Giants have a decent team. So it'd be interesting to see what they do next year, especially with Scatabo getting healthy. Wow.
Yeah.
They'll be an interesting team for sure. I still think the $20 million a year or whatever is crazy, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, prices are only going up, and we got who did I see? Mike McDaniel was talking to. He's talking to another team. Oh, the Ravens. Ravens are about to bring him in. I don't know what they're thinking.
For OC though.
I thought I saw it was a head coach conference. It was an interview, so it wasn't like a straight up offer. But I don't know how. I mean, that's a huge downgrade for the Ravens. I understand you got to switch some things up for the vibes, but yeah. I feel like
I'm sure they're telling themselves like, oh, this is how we can unlock Lamar Jackson. Look at what he did with Tua, and he'll be able to do even more with Lamar. But yeah, I mean, I'm barking up your tree. I think that would be a huge downgrade going from Harbaugh to McDaniel, and I think it would put them into a bit of a tailspin, safe to say.
Yeah. So before we get into you guys, what you're doing this weekend, and the Bills and what to expect out of all the injuries, everything, I feel like we got to address this real quick, boys. UB basketball, NCAA scandal. I mean, this is bad.
UB basketball has never been more on the map. 13-3 or whatever now, and now they got their own scandal to put their name to. So this is great. And by the way, this isn't even like a debate. Like this was blatant.
Like this might be prison time.
Yeah, like it's just it's wild. Luckily, no current players, because you do have DePaul, who's got like 4 current players named in this. No current players. UB back then stunk, So luckily, like vibes have changed, and to any guys out there now, don't blow this season for a short little bag. You make the NCAA tournament, and things are different. But yeah, watching this video, I mean, right off the rip, number 10, I forget, Felcher, was that his name? He gets he gets a breakaway layup, wide open layup. It just passes the ball backwards.
360 spin pass on a breakaway. Not exactly looking good for you.
Also, I mean, how are you betting? Because apparently it was Kent State UB, and it was the under for that first half. and they put just shy of $500,000. Now, it wasn't all at one book, but still, even if you're putting $50K on that, like,
Yeah,
that was the one
something's a
tweet I saw.
little-
Like the guys put $500K on the first half of Kent State UB and thought they were like crime lords. Like it was basically like the most obvious thing that could ever happen. I mean, that traffic, like you said, Don, by the time it even got to 4 figures, especially 5 figures, I mean, there had to be alarms going off. And then when it got to 6 figures, that they already knew. They already knew.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. I think a lot of people don't realize, like, if you watch that documentary about the Arizona player, I forget his name, but this was like back in the 80s, that got caught shaving points. He was like Arizona's stud player. They got turned on to it pretty much by, there was like one line where they were like -16 and it went all the way down to like -2.5. And like Vegas was instantly like called the FBI. They're like, why are all these people like fading, this huge powerhouse school? Guy ends up getting caught. Yeah, I think people don't realize, like, yeah, the books are tracking this and in direct contact with law enforcement like all the time. So yeah, I don't know.
What do you think the percentage is, like, when they get 200% of the action? Is it when they get 300% of the action? It's probably not that far off because it's just a math and a computer system, right? Probably gets automatically sent the second that a certain threshold gets over.
There's got to be
like a grand scheme.
There's got to be a certain bar where it just gets flagged automatically for
I'd
sure.
say 500%. When they're 500% the typical action, that's probably when someone gets an email, an auto like thing.
Yeah, no, for
alarm
for
bells
sure.
start going off.
Yeah, especially too if it's like one side and very, very specific. But man, some of the text release too are hilarious.
Unbelievable.
Like
I got to check those out.
The one text that the guy that bribed the players texted them mid game, like, yo, your boy, one of their players that wasn't in on it was playing too good. He's like, yo, you're blowing it. And then they text him from the bench, don't worry, we're just going to keep the ball away from him.
May have been at halftime. May have been at halftime.
May have been at halftime, but still.
During the game, during the course of the game or something. Then there was something like, yeah, like, you guys better shape up if you want the bag. Like then there was like, I forget who it was. There was some other team. I think it was like Southern Miss. Like these guys are supposed to be blowing the game. They're up 7. They're just not even good at like blowing the game. Like, is essentially the pull from all. But it's all very bizarre. You hate to see it because this stuff happens all the time, and you kind of tell yourself, oh, that was a fluke bad play, or that was a stupid decision. Now you see the fact that these scandals are coming to life and realistic. I mean, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, I do want to say, you remind me, the Southern Miss text was great because he was like, after the game when they won, he was like, yo, we tried, but they're so ass. Like we still won. He was like, we were trying to throw the game.
Couldn't even lose.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, crazy stuff. But yeah, like you said, it was interesting. There were some teams on there, I bet, that year, specifically St. Louis, where I was like, yo, who wants to join me in a class action lawsuit? Because I'm owed some money right now from these guys. But yeah, anyway, not good. As we love gambling, we love being degens, but we
got to talk about it. I mean, UB, whether it's Victor Snow a couple months ago, I mean, that was only 2 months ago. It wasn't even like 60 days ago. We haven't heard anything on that yet, and now
nothing
UB definitely
seems to have come out of that.
One, so it's crazy to see.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of snow, is there any snow in Mile High? Have you checked the weather report? I know you're in the desert right now, but
doesn't look like there's any snow. We got 4 steps courtesy of our friend Wet William Mattar. We got to get to Denver and get to our Airbnb. We got to get to Westfax Brewing. We got to get to the tailgate tomorrow, and then we got to get to Mile High and secure a win. We need a four-part process, boys.
Love it.
Big 4.
Yeah. Big 4. Thanks, William Mattar, for sponsoring this show as one of our newest sponsors. Love them. Love what they're doing. So do we have any update on any injuries? We're thinking we might have Harrison back. Poyer's for sure out.
Well, Harrison's out.
Oh, Harrison is out now. Okay.
Harrison's out. I heard from a little birdie, That's all I can say.
Was it
Exclusively
Eddie
on
O?
Trainwreck today. He was questionable. He's been in and out of practice. I'm hearing we're going to have the 3-headed monster back at running back this weekend.
Let's go.
All right, huge.
You know, I was thinking the same thing. I'm glad to hear the swirls and rumors. So
yeah, glad to have Double Pump himself back. Any Eddie O update? I think that's what everyone's focused on. If we're missing Poyer, we're missing Harrison. You know, obviously a lot of the guys that were limited, they're all playing. Josh is playing. He's got that 3 injuries listed. Again, that might be some smoke and mirrors.
The line flipped to Denver and stayed there? I mean, that's pretty decent for the Bills, right?
Early, too, I think.
Public seems to be on Denver. Heavy numbers seem to be on Denver.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I actually we didn't get a chance to do this at Seneca 1 because we had the snowstorm, canceled it, but I had a bunch of, kind of fun facts. One of them was there has only been one other time where a team that is the number 1 seed that had a bye was an underdog when lines opened. Can you name the other team? It was recent-ish. Recent-ish.
Wait, so they flipped to
so the number 1 seed was the underdog, just like Denver. They were the underdog when the lines closed. So when it opened, though, Denver was the underdog. There's only been one other time when a number 1 seed that had the bye was an underdog in their first playoff game in the divisional round.
And it was recent, you said, right?
Less than 10 years.
Oh, that's tough. Was it somebody playing Peyton Manning or Tom Brady?
No.
Okay.
But in this similar count, I'll give you a hint. They won and then went on to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, was it whoever Tampa played?
Nope.
Okay.
They played New England in the Super Bowl. But
it's got to be the Chiefs then, right?
The Rams?
Oh.
Eagles?
It was the Eagles because Carson Wentz was hurt and Nick Foles was starting. They played
They were playing the Falcons.
Yep. And Falcons were favored, but they still won. So that's been the only other time.
I believe the Eagles won that like 10-7. It was absolutely like a defensive show. It was a very low scoring game.
Yeah. So I was just saying that's how rare. I mean, Bills are no longer favorites now, but that's how rare it is to have the situation that where the books open with Bills being a favorite as a 6th seed. So,
well, hey, that's a fun fact for sure.
Yes, I mean, feeling all things point in the good direction with those lines and the movement sticking there. So, we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, you guys want one more piece of trivia? Because I had a whole Broncos.
Yeah, let's do one more before we look on the bright side.
Cool. All right. So I was thinking about the 2-way street of the Broncos and Bills. Obviously, we got Von Miller from them. He went to the Rams first, but came here. Now, this is a legendary player we know well. After his stint with the Bills, signed with the Broncos, never played a game before being released, and then later retiring that year.
Oh.
So this is a Bills legendary player. He was around for the 4 Super Bowls. He signed with the Broncos, realized he wasn't going to get any playing time, asked to be released, signed with, this might give it away. He signed with, at the time, I believe, the Redskins and then retired.
Wasn't Bruce Smith, was it?
Nope.
Cornelius Bennett?
Nope.
I'm out.
This is I couldn't believe this one when I found it. It was actually Andre Reed.
Wow.
So he, in his last year of the NFL, 2000, he signed with the Broncos, went through training camp and everything. coaching staff pretty much. I think it was it Shanahan at the time?
Yep.
He pretty much was like, gave him the respect. Hey, you're not going to see any playing time, so he has to be released and sign with the Redskins at the time. Now the Commanders, I think, played 12 games and then retired. So I was looking for guys that went to, and it came up as like the AI, the AI Google thing will spit out an answer, and sometimes it's like, what? This isn't true. So I had to do some digging, and then I realized that yeah, he signed with the Broncos and was very briefly a Bronco.
Quick Friday fundraising shout out. Obviously, we are all over the country, but don't want to miss that. Shout out our guy Kroom Photos and the Kroom Photos Foundation, looking to continue all the good they have going on there in 2026. Find out how you can get involved. Find out how you can contribute at Kroom Photos on all socials. Shout out Joe Kroom and all the awesome stuff they're doing over there. Looking forward to seeing the 2026 year plans. But with that said, I forgive me if I'm hopping around here, Don, but we got some plans and we got a lot to look on the bright side this weekend.
Yeah. Let's shout out to our friends at Resurgence. This is the bright sides of the weekend. All right. Oh, he's cut off over.
Yeah, I'm looking like Diglett here. So I'm gonna make one and then exit out with my sayonara. Very bright side. The best bright side is that I'm going to get out of this airport very shortly. Fingers crossed. But then the bright side is we have an amazing party waiting for us at Westfax. The team at Game Day is ready to roll out this weekend, and we are ready for a big Buffalo dub to start divisional weekend. The bright side of that would be amazing. I mean, you get that win, and then you get to enjoy the 3 other games. That would be an amazing start to the weekend. So let's all look on the bright side, and let's go 1-0 with our picks. We're going, boys.
All right.
Pretty well said. I'm kind of in the same boat, but I'd love to hear from you, Don.
Yeah, I mean, the huge bright side on Saturday for all of Buffalo. We got. When have we ever had this? Not in my lifetime. A winning Sabres team in a playoff spot, and the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs. My entire life, it's been one or the other. It's either the Bills are good, Sabres are bad, or for most of it, Sabres are good, Bills are bad. But folks, we get 2 great games back-to-back Saturday. Saturday is my bright side vibe. 12:30 with the Sabres, 4:30 with the Bills. We're going to be feeling great, I predict, Saturday night and Sunday, where we just get to relax and watch it all play out.
I do have one last bright side, and that's the fact that I'm in boarding room B as opposed to C, which I was on the last fight. Might get a better seat, even though I still got the aisle. But that has been what we're looking on the bright side for this weekend, courtesy of Bright Side Vibes from Resurgence.
Well, folks, thanks so much for hanging with us on this remote show. The boys are traveling. Clearly, tensions are high, at least for one of the 2 passengers. Slick seems to be doing all right.
Wild guess who that is. Yeah.
Everyone send your good vibes to Zach. He seems to be struggling. I hope he isn't using his laptop as a Frisbee right now, because the way that was shut quickly was questionable. But as always, Trainwreck today. Thank you to our sponsors, William Mattar and Resurgence Brewing. Put your 4s up, baby. We need big 4s this weekend. And everybody, the only way to have a good weekend is to start by having a good day now.